Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Dailymotion, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Friday, February 27th, 2015, around 8:15 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's a cold night out there, so bundle up again. Some news to report. Kelly Osbourne, reality star and actress, has announced she's leaving the E! Fashion Police panel soon. And also, former NBA player Baron Davis has announced that he is thinking about making a comeback. He's talked to a couple of teams, the Cavaliers and the Clippers, about coming back again to play for the NBA. He last played 3 years ago. And the Cleveland Browns have signed quarterback Josh McCown to a contract. This means Johnny Manziel might be on the bench for the Browns next season. And that's about it on the news. My third and final video blog subject of the night is my personality profile tonight. My personality profile tonight is about former NFL coach Dennis Green. Dennis Green was a great coach in the 1990s and 2000s. He coached the Vikings and the Arizona Cardinals, and he's won many games, but he never won a Super Bowl or appeared in a Super Bowl as a coach. Dennis was born and he grew up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and he was a big sports fan while growing up. In fact, he loved to watch and listen to NBA games. In fact, he was at the game when Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points on March 2nd, 1962. And Dennis played high school football, and he actually went to college, Iowa Hawkeyes. He played 3 seasons with the Iowa Hawkeyes as a halfback. He was a pretty good halfback, but he was not drafted by an NFL team, so he had to go to play football in the CFL, and he only played 1 season in 1971 with the British Columbia Lions. Then he got cut, and he decided to end his pro football career, and he started to embark on a coaching career. He started as a coach in 1973 as the running backs wide receivers coach for Dayton University. Then he went back to his alma mater, Iowa, and he was the running backs coach for 3 seasons, 1974 through 1976. Then, 1978, 5 years. Then he was an assistant coach for the San Francisco 49ers in 1979. He worked under Bill Walsh, who was one of the most legendary coaches in NFL history. Dennis Green's first head coaching job. He was also Stafford offense coordinator in 1980s. Dennis Green's first head coaching job was with the Northwestern football team in 1981, and he coached for them for 5 seasons, and he had a record of 10-45. Northwestern was one of the worst football programs in Division 1A, but he made them competitive and stuff, even though they lost a lot. He made them competitive. Then he got fired from that job, and then he went to coach for the 49ers again, as like an assistant under Bill Walsh again for 3 years, 1986 through 1988. Then he got a second head coaching job, this time with the Stanford Cardinals, and he coached them for 3 seasons, compiling a 16-18 record. He led them to 1 bowl appearance, and in 1992, Dennis Green got his first NFL head coaching job, and he coached the Minnesota Vikings. He coached them for 10 seasons. The Vikings won 4 NFC Central titles, and 3 other times they made the playoffs as a wild card, and Dennis went deep into the playoffs many times, appearing in 2 NFC Championship games. But his his Vikings never won the big game, but they had a lot of talented teams, and a lot of experts were saying that Dennis Green should have coached one of those teams to the Super Bowl, which I agree, because the Vikings were like very talented in the 1990s. I think they might have been 1 or 2 players short of making a Super Bowl run, and I think if Dennis Green coached in the Super Bowl, he would have won, in my opinion, and stuff like that. But in 2001, he was fired after 10 seasons, and the Vikings only had 1 losing record with him at the helm, and they went 97-62 in the regular season and 4-8 in the playoffs. And Dennis Green then for like 2002 and 2003 worked for ESPN as an NFL analyst, but there was rumors he wanted to go back into NFL coaching, and in 2004 he got the job as head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and he coached the Arizona Cardinals for 3 seasons. He never had a winning record with them, and they never made the playoffs, and he had a 16-32 record with the Arizona Cardinals, but he coached many of those players who were part of the 2008 NFC Championship team. Dennis has credit for that. And his last season as an NFL coach in 2006, he made an infamous rant in a game against the Chicago Bears where the Cardinals were winning big time, but they lost the game barely. And Dennis Green was so mad he lost it in a press conference. He said to them, "We thought the Bears who we were. If we were going to clown, we would have clowned their asses." He just got mad about that. And after that season, he was fired as coach of the Cardinals, and he never got an NFL coaching job again. His record is 110-94, and with a 4-8 record, these numbers would give him some Hall of Fame consideration. But I don't think Dennis Green is going to go into the Hall of Fame as a coach anytime soon, in my opinion. And then Dennis Green worked for a color analyst for NFL games on Westwood One Radio Network for a few years. He came back. He did one more time coaching in UFL, which was a semi-pro fall football league for 3 seasons. But the bad thing about this, Dennis Green did not get paid for his services. His checks bounced, and the UFL league was, on shaky ground when it started. After it folded, Dennis Green sued to get his money back, over $1 million in back payments, and he successfully won that lawsuit and stuff. And I think that's about it on Dennis Green. And that's about it on these video blogs for the night. I'll be back tomorrow. Facebook friends, YouTube followers, Daily Motion, and Twitter. 3 more video blogs coming on tomorrow. First video blog will be about former WWE Tag Team Champions, Demolition. And then the next one will be about the Amtrak Downeaster train that runs from Boston North Station to Brunswick, Maine. Tell you about the stops along the line and possible expansion of that to Prescott, Maine. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about the last person, the profile of the month to end Black History Month, which will be about Pro Basketball Hall of Famer Patrick Ewing. And March Madness video blogs are coming. I'll tell you about the March Madness basketball tournament and the NCAA Frozen Four for hockey. There'll be WrestleMania reviews, Major League Baseball predictions and previews, March Madness video blogs the week of March 8th with 7 people associated with college basketball. And beginning next week will be personality profiles about famous Toronto Maple Leafs and Toronto Blue Jays players. Some of the players I'm going to mention are Rick Vaive, Wendell Clark, Matt Sandin, Doug Gilmour for the Maple Leafs, and for the Blue Jays it's going to be George Bell, Carlos Delgado, and Dave Stephen, coming maybe sooner rather than later. Julie Broughton and Heidi Press video blog. Good night, Facebook, YouTube, Daily Motion, and Twitter. See you later.